Hello YouTube, this is ForeverJamy coming back for another video. Today we're doing another Akali video, and I think this is the sort of way my channel is going to go, where I'm going to choose a champion and then I'm just going to do a few crazy builds in them. So I do have a Kindred gameplay coming up, or one that I recorded anyway, where I've done her in the bot lane, and I think you do in the jungle usually. But she works really well as a bot laner. But I'm not sure what other builds to do with Kindred, so at the moment I'm not going to release that video even if I've got it recorded, which is a little bit annoying because that means I've got to record some more gameplay for you. And I'm not too sure what I'm going to do for the honest look at next week, but I'll think about it, really. I might even... I really don't know yet. But anyway, in this game I'm playing Akali full AD, I think, and I basically just get crapped on by this Quinn in the top lane. It's absolutely awful. So I think I die about 3 times before I even get a kill. But the one thing I did notice about all my gameplays I did when I was trying to record for this video is that you're really weak early game as the AD Akali, but as soon as you can jump in and like actually get in there, you do so much damage that it's stupid. And clearing waves as well. As soon as you pick up your Hydra, waves just disappear in front of you. It's actually insane. So I recommend this build actually, as long as you can play safe at the start of the game. Today I thought I'd chat to you about my mandate with my friend Josh when I went to go and see Hardcore Henry, and I'll probably tell you a bit about Hardcore Henry as well, if you don't mind too many spoilers. I'm not sure if there's really any main spoilers I can spoil in the movie. Most of them are telegraphed right from the very start, so it's a very simple storyline, but it was an enjoyable movie. But anyway, back to my mandate. So, me and my friend Josh, we both are in long-term relationships with girlfriends, and we we tend to do these things which we think are just like, you know, friendly things to do, but from an outside perspective do look kind of weird and I guess like, you know, gay, but we're really not that way inclined. And it just, sometimes you've just got to, you know, you've kind of got to just see it to know exactly what I'm talking about. But, you know, we'll go on, we'll say, let's go to the cinema, and then one of us will say, why don't we go for dinner before we go to the cinema? And then, or we'll say, oh, you know, before we go to the cinema, let's go and, you know, get a nice milkshake or something like that. And we'll sit there chatting and we'll be all quiet. And it's just, you know, we'll share food, just shit like that. And we don't think about it as weird in any way, until one of us kind of points it out, or one of our girlfriends kind of points it out, points it out. It's not, you know, that, you know, we don't have any, we have like gay friends and stuff, we have no problem with that. It's just, we don't want to, you know, we're not that way inclined, and it's just funny that we neither of us see it. It's only our girlfriends that see it, and apparently I'm quite like that with a lot of my friends, but I feel like I'm just friendly. I'm just a friendly person, or, you know, maybe a bit flirty. I guess I just have a flirty personality, but it's not necessarily because I want to be flirty. It's just that's how I am, you know. Anyway, so we went on this mandate, as our girlfriends are calling it. We went for a nice burger, and then we went to the cinema to go and see Hardcore Henry, and it turned out I got the timing wrong, and we had arrived there an hour early. So we decided to go to the arcade. And this is where it gets bad, right? Because Josh doesn't have any cash out on him, and the only way we can play in this arcade is with cash. So I basically paid for him, and we're playing on all the machines together. And it's like, it's just a little bit weird from an outsider's perspective. And then when we get into the cinema, Josh is like, oh, you know, since you paid for the thing, I'll buy you a drink. Oh gosh. Just looking back on it now, I'm starting to cringe just a little bit. It was an enjoyable day though. I'd definitely do it again, 100%. Sorry, just going back to the gameplay here. Obviously, I did get those 4 deaths at the start of the game, but you can see I've come back quite well, and I can get, as soon as I get into range of Quinn, I can just pretty much, you know, wear her down. It's quite good now that I've got a little bit more experience in the game. And it took me a while to work out how to play as AD Akali, and it sounds strange, but you kind of just play it like the normal Akali, only rather than spamming your ultimate, as soon as you just jump in with your ultimate and just keep clicking E and your Hydra until they die, and that's basically how it works. Yeah, getting back to the mandate or Hardcore Henry now. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought, see, my friend Josh didn't enjoy the movie, had to leave at the start of the movie just to kind of recondition himself, because it is a first-person movie and it is very strange the way it is, and it took a little bit of getting used to for him, and it made him feel a little bit sick at the start of the movie. For me, I was totally fine right from the very start, and it's not really a very story-driven movie. I said to Josh, I think the main point of the story is just to get from fight scene to fight scene, which I was totally fine with. There were 3 plot holes or whatever like that, but most of the story I think was pretty self-explanatory, or at least it made enough sense that it didn't matter too much. And I'm the sort of person where I either like movies or I don't like movies, and I have 2 categories for them. It is the story. So if you've got a good story, that's awesome. You don't need to have good graphics, you don't need to have anything good like that. Or it's graphics, or visuals. If you've got good visuals, then you don't need to have a good story, right? If you've got both, then you've got a brilliant movie going there. So going back to Batman vs Superman, I think that story was awful, and I think I couldn't understand what was going on in most of the fight scenes. So to me, that is why I gave it such a low score. There might have been other good things in it, but to me, those are the only 2 things that I really have to comment on. I mean, there are other things that I did comment on in the video, saying why I disliked it, but those are the 2 things that I really started to think about when I'm thinking about if the movie's good or bad. And Hardcore Henry, the story was, it was not that brilliant. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. But the visuals and the first person, bit of a gimmick of it, I guess, was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if I'd rush to see another movie in first person, but definitely that one experience was really fun, and I probably would watch that movie again, just because it was really enjoyable to watch. It's sort of like a hack and slash movie, and I definitely recommend anyone else who wants to go and see it to go and see it. But just before you do, just make sure that you're willing to walk out of the movie if you do feel too sick, because I don't want anyone to go in and feel like they have to sit through. Some people will just feel nauseous. My friend Josh had to walk out twice, but he came back in, and after the second time he was fine after that. But some people will just not be able to stomach the movie because of the first person aspect. It's a little bit different to playing video games where it's in first person and you can control it. When someone else is controlling it, it's totally different. And I tell you, at the arcade, before we went to go and see that movie, we played on a flight simulator. It was actually a Star Wars flight simulator where you was flying X-Wings and whatnot. And that made me feel sick, but Josh was totally fine because he was controlling it. And it was kind of like, it was a flight simulator where you was in a half dome and it was all around you, and you're sat in the half dome. And I just didn't like the way that I had to move my head around the screen. It kind of made me feel a little bit nauseous. And that made me a little bit worried for the movie, but the movie was totally fine for me. So if I was you, if you've got an arcade in your town or in your city or anything like that, go and have a look in there and see if there's a flight simulator. Even though we both had different experiences to the movie and the flight simulator, I think it's a good way to, see what it's like. But that's the end of the game. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.